Hi, this is Carrie from The Creative Accent. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to achieve and how you can edit a few of the unique features in this new website template, Palmina. One of those is the seamless italic text that you see here, where it's within one single text box, but you have this beautiful italic text that's in a separate color, so you can use it to highlight certain words and really make your text more skimmable and stand out. And the second is how to edit the rotating circle text that you see here and that you also see on the services page. I will show that in just a minute. These are two features among many that I have learned using the revolving revenue program from Norfolk. If you are a designer, I highly recommend it. I'm going to include an affiliate link in the description of this video. It has helped me elevate the level of templates that I can create for others, and it's just been such a great community to be a part of. So highly recommend that program if you are a Showit website designer. Now, if you are a business owner that has purchased this template, I also want to include some important information for you on how you can edit this text to make it your own. So let's dive into the builder, and we'll start with how this italic text works. So now that we're inside the website builder, let me just show you where you're going to find this. When you have a page selected, so for example the home page, you'll go over here to the right side panel and you'll see advanced settings. And essentially this italic that you see is just going to be a snippet of custom CSS code. So when I click here, it's going to open up this window and then you'll see the code inside. And you can change the font name, so whichever font it should be. Now this font has been pre-licensed for you, so you don't need to change it. If you're happy with it, just keep it as it is. But if you have certain brand fonts, then you'll want to change that name right here. You can also adjust the spacing between the letters right here, and you can change the color. So this is essentially just your hex code, and those are already plugged in for your website template. But if you want to change those, under the design settings here, you'll see all of these settings are already in place. And I'm currently using this hex code for the italic text, but you could grab another hex code and plug that in. So just copy it, and then you just come over here and plug it in right here, and that's going to change the color. Likewise, you could leave the font as, your standard regular font and not necessarily have to make it italic, but just change the color if you'd like to do that. So these are the settings that you would adjust to get that effect. Now, it is important to note that the text, this specific font style, has to be somewhere on the page. Now, I'm using the Royal Serif Italic elsewhere in the brand as part of the brand. So you'll see that here, for example, I think a few other places here it is. So that text must be present on the page for this code to work. If you're not using that font, the particular font that you want to use here, then you could create like a small, almost invisible canvas with that font somewhere that's basically invisible on Showit, and just, create a separate 2-pixel canvas and basically hide that text if you're not using it within your brand type hierarchy. One really important feature to note is that this code is triggered when you set a text to italic. So if I double click in this text box, you'll see that these are already set to italics, but you're not seeing necessarily that code kick in on the website builder side. So you have to preview the site or publish the site to see those changes. But let's say I want to change that. So I'm going to undo the italics here, set that to normal, and let's say I want experiences to be the word that's highlighted. So as you edit the template and change your text, whichever text you want to highlight, you just need to double click in the box and then set that to italic. So let's just preview that so you can see it in action. So as I scroll down, so now you'll see instead of the text infused with charm and adventure, now the word experiences is the one that's highlighted. Now let's talk about the second feature, which is this rotating circle text. This is essentially just an embed code. So if I click on this, I can click here to open it up, or I can just simply double click. It currently says view the galleries. Now this code is a little bit more elaborate than the previous one, but don't be alarmed. It's not as scary as it seems. If you want to change the text that's being shown, just change it right here. So currently it says view the galleries, but you could change this to anything you want, really. Book a call, see the portfolio, whatever you'd want to add here. And then here you have the font name, so just change your font name if you want to. Again, you don't have to because these fonts are included. This is actually a Google font, so you wouldn't have to change it. And then here, this is important, you have this URL, and that's linking to the Google font. Now, if you have a font that you've licensed within your brand, you would probably need to upload that into your Showit media library, and I'll show you how we would go grab that code. So if you go to your media library and you go find that specific font, so I have a few that I've uploaded here. It doesn't matter which one for the example, but you would essentially just hover over and click on this link icon, and that's going to copy that to your clipboard. And then you would come back here, I'm going to double click again, open this up. You would come back here and paste that code right here. So then it would be drawing upon that font and not the one that it's showing now. There are also some other features here, like down here below, you also want to change the font name. If you're changing the font, you can adjust the size, the letter spacing. This fill is where you would change the color. It's currently set to white because it's on a very dark background, but if you wanted to change the color, you could just plug in your hex code right there. And then you also have the option to adjust the speed. So currently it's set to 30 seconds to go all the way around, but we could speed that up. So if we say 70 seconds, for example, and then I hit save. Oh, no, I'm sorry. My bad. It goes the other way. So the more seconds that you have, yeah, of course, that's not going to speed it up. Now it's 70 seconds to go all the way around instead of the 30, which is a bit slow. Let's speed it up then. So let's say we want to go 10 seconds to go all the way around. Now it's going much faster. So now you see how that works. I'm just going to set that back at 30 seconds because I thought that was a nice speed. And there you have it. So there you have it, an overview of how to edit the italic text and also the rotating circle text inside the Palmina website template. If you have any questions or would like to see any other tutorial videos on this template, just leave a comment in the section below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.